Hi, welcome to another book review. Now, I haven't done one of these in a wee while, so I thought I would do it with a book that I've read very recently. And although it's not going to be very recently by the time I edit this and upload it, it's recently by the time I wrote the script. So it's fresh on my mind, it's alright, we're doing Thinner. Thinner is a book by Stephen King, and it was his last book that he wrote under the pseudonym of Richard Buckman before he got caught for being King. He wrote this, and it feels very much like a King book. Like the other Buckman books feel very like he's trying to get away from his usual writing style, but this just feels like a normal Stephen King book. And he got outed after writing this, and it's funny because when he got outed... Oh! What the fuck was that? That was just my tag tickling my neck. I thought it was a spider. I can't remember what I was saying. But yeah, it was the last book that he wrote before he got outed as Buckman. And after he got outed as Buckman, Thinner sold 3 times as much as it already was. So it's kind of a good thing that he got outed. And out of all the Buckman books, I've only read the collection of the 4 Buckman books and this one. I've still got 2 other Buckman books that I haven't read. But out of all the ones I've read, this is by far the best. Okay, right. That's enough babble. Let's just get into it. So, Thinner is 340 pages long, and it is so well paced. I read this book in a span of about 30 hours. That should just give you an idea of how fast it is. It just hits the ground running, and then it just goes and goes until it ends, and it just doesn't slow up a single bit. There's no introduction, there's no resolution, it's just like you start, and just like that, he's gone. So Thinner is about an obese lawyer named Billy Halleck who runs over an old gypsy lady. Billy uses his law connections to get him out of said punishment of, I don't know what it is, like manslaughter or something like that. I don't know. But as a result of this, another gypsy comes over, another gypsy family member who was related to the old lady comes over and touches his face. Thinner. Yeah, Thinner, the first word, I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Yeah, Thinner is the first word in this book of the old gypsy man just going, Thinner. And this gypsy curse causes him to lose weight rapidly until he's just nothing but skin and bone. It is a very scary concept, and it is pulled off so well, and God, I love it. I don't know if it's like a top 10 Stephen King book for me. It would be very close if it's not, but it's certainly 5-star book just because of, it's so badass. I don't know how else to describe it. It just kicks so much. The characters in this book are not as fleshed out as a lot of his other characters are. They aren't that deep, and there's actually very few characters that are likable in this one. And some people don't like that. They're like, oh, the characters suck, I don't care about them. But like, I feel like that's kind of the point. It's meant to be like, you know, bad things happen to bad people kind of thing. Kind of like Don't Breathe, where you're not sure who you want to root for. Like, both the antagonist and protagonist are bad people. You know what I mean? I just think it's a really interesting way of writing. And another reason why this has shallower characters is because it was originally a Buckman book. And Stephen King, you know, his books, Carrie, Salem's Lot, The Stand, they're all so character-based, and they are so good at building characters. And you can really tell when he was writing as Buckman, he really wanted to get away from feeling like Stephen King. So he kind of just got rid of Stephen King's main trait, being the good characters. And, you know, The Running Man, they're very plot-driven. And his other Buckman books like Rage and Roadwork, if they are character-based, they're really not very well-written characters. The Long Walk is an exception to that rule, though. That's very good. That's both characters and plot. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that the characters aren't as good as his other stuff. And because this is a spoiler-free review, I won't go into any details whatsoever. But I just have to talk... I'm not going to spoil, don't worry. But I just have to talk about how much I love the ending of this book. The ending of this book is straight up nihilistic and mortifying. And it's honestly just depressing and distressing. It really, like... Oh, God, it's so sudden and so shocking. And I was like, oh god, it made me shiver. It's just executed so perfectly, and it just let me, Jesus Christ. Thinner gets an 83% rating from me. It isn't a perfect book, and it can't do everything right because it's so short, it can't fit everything in. But it's so good for what it is, and I highly recommend you go check this one out if you haven't already. Anyway, that's my review on Thinner. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you all later. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but I'm going to do something. Bye.